Yeah, there was some piece of shit. There was some piece of shit right next to me. Right now. Well, okay, so the United States said, go down the road. Just go down the road. That was it. Just the United States and just go down the road. Then some piece of shit followed me down the road and thought they were slick because I didn't talk about them. I talked about the van and somebody on the opposite side of the car. And they thought they were slick. And the United States is following them. They weren't slick at all. Now, the cool thing is that I can finally talk. I've been helping the United States to win like Schmidt for a little while now, but I knew I couldn't say nothing. You can't say it. You can't help the United States if you talk and ruin it until you are the God who can talk and nothing can be ruined. Until you're the God who has strategically got this all set up and nothing can be ruined. So now I can talk so that the children of God, the world, can kind of participate in the reality of the ending and how much this Antichrist nightmare ends up what God's wanted because God's won. And this is a good time to tell you something. It was estimated that the Antichrist would go on a rampage for a certain amount of years and then... Okay, so it was estimated by the gods that we might not win. And if we might not win, it was estimated by the gods that the Antichrist would be quite a nightmare. So we kept preparing the world for a pretty bad Antichrist nightmare ending. Where some, nobody idiot could be possessed by a pretty damn monumental devil or something and become quite an out of control nightmare. Now, did they do all that? Yeah, but it didn't end up as scary as you would think. They were possessed by giant evil forces, massively altered, but they were all too stupid and too loser to be the scary force that gods had predicted. I guess evil spiritual giants couldn't find people smart enough to become the nightmare they had actually been planning all along. But of course the gods kind of knew what they were planning. And if somebody was smart enough, it would have become a much more horrifying nightmare. That part worked in God's favor. And then, of course, our victory. We didn't know if we were going to win because you have to win against all things from zero. So you can't anticipate that you'll just easily win against all things. Because it's kind of like God created everything, but the enemy gets an upper hand. So the enemy got their hands on my kids. I sacrificed myself for my kids. Now the enemy has the upper hand. So my kids are stuck because they fucked up, and I'm stuck because I sacrificed myself. And then you have to win against evil from zero. So you have nothing as a god, and you have to pass all their weird Rumpelstiltskin stupid riddles, and you have to walk every tightrope while you're way too dead, and all these stupid things that evil forces make you get through to win. And then, like I said, even in the end, they won't honor your victory. You gotta get up and fight and claim and force your victory. Evil enemy forces have proven to us gods that we're probably gonna be pretty controlling and hostile easily forever now. You know what? The reality where we won gives us all the advantage. So they should have just run to a corner to be whatever they could be in a corner until God ultimately just won and controlled them. But they weren't going to. So we are on a mission as good gods to do what I said. Get all the goodies to join with us gods and bust heads, kick ass, take numbers, and show goodies how with the power God, with every God, goodies have all the good power in their heart and soul, and We could probably take over the entire planet. Like, it's nothing. I mean, an antichrist is stupid. They're nothing. They're just bad criminal things. Gods could take over a whole planet and more. Like, it's nothing easily. Just they never would think they would need to for any reason. But it's about to be really, really fun. What will the Antichrist have left that they can do? Probably only what God allows, which would be to, destroy each other or something. Or keep killing each other because they never die once or something. But probably it. So that's the great news. When God won, well, good people are always going to have the happy ending. And bad things are always going to have the utter, horrifying, unthinkable bad ending. And there is nothing else. But that's why the books about the end of the world were so scary. That's why the book of Revelations is so scary. Now, the punishments ended up far scarier than the little buckets of angels dropping their little buckets. And, the punishments in Revelations were very tiny. It ended up much, much worse because their crimes were out of control and unthinkable, but they weren't really that scary as enemies of God's. Just real scary as enemies of tiny humans. So I'm going to try to give everybody fun little play-by-plays as we can. But, you have to comment at certain points because, we have to win. And I'll keep you guys posted.